Hey everyone, this is Rob,
And Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meet. Burp.
All right, so this week up on the docket, of course, as
Not much.
always. I guess not as always, but yeah. So we're gonna go and talk about what we've been up to this week. But like Michelle said, there is not much going on in the world of RuneScape. In general, it's just kind of been a quiet week. And to top it off, there's really not much of an update. It's even so small, it's called just some miscellaneous changes.
Yeah, we do have another additional blog we'll go over, though. The Mobile UI Rework 2.0 overview
Yeah,
beta.
which this isn't really news because we've went over this many times
It
before.
was like several months ago, so we'll probably go over it again.
E-
It's been a long time.
yeah, we'll go over it briefly whenever they actually release it, but they're having a beta for it now.
Soon.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about that and then finishing off with a Q&A as per usual. If you have any questions or want to participate in the Q&A, feel free to reach out on any of our socials, but the best place would be on our discord.gg/boonbape. We do have a bunch of different channels there, a bunch of people playing a bunch of different games, but we also have a podcast question section, which would be the best place.
Yep.
But without further ado, getting into some really interesting stuff. Michelle, how's it going?
Don't put me on the spot like that. I haven't gotten a single split this week.
Really interesting stuff. Make it up.
So last week I said, this is not making it up, by the way.
So I got 7 T-bows.
No, last week I said how I got second place in a bingo. I got my split of it. I got 34 mil, and I think I paid 25 mil to get in. So, you know, we make a profit.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh. No, okay, yeah, yeah. I remember that. I thought it was
a while ago.
I thought it was a different one. Never
No.
mind.
And then in other news, I hit 10,000 Scurrius KC. No pet. I am rank 40 now, which is weird. You could look up Scurrius high scores, and I'm on the second page.
Yeah, just after Throat Queen.
No, before Throat Queen.
No,
Throat Queen's on the first page?
Yeah, Throat Queen's 25.
Throat Queen is one of the RuneScape names on the list.
Yeah.
There's some good ones, including like Coco. Like, just straight up the word Coco.
Yeah, someone has Mama.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
Yeah, pretty good.
But yeah, so I haven't been doing anything. I did a couple CAs at like Duke. I finally got the elite time. And yesterday I sent a solo chambers and it took me 55 minutes because I don't know how to solo ohm and I died 3 times.
Nice.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
At work I've started taking calls and it's kind of fun, so that's cool. And I am finding myself being like, oh, you know, I could just stay here, and I have to remind myself I have literally no benefits here. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm not a regular employee. I'm like per diem, so I don't even have vacation time. So
that's cool.
That's a good reminder to keep me applying for other places. I don't even have benefits.
Nice.
Yeah. I was telling Robert how I'm like getting comfortable. I'm like, maybe it's not that bad here. And I have to be like, no, keep looking.
Yeah.
But anyway, how are you?
Wow, that's really it.
No, I literally have nothing. I was like, I kept naming my streams like stuff like, oh, raiding tonight maybe. And no one was in the chat asking me to raid. And I didn't want to ask them.
That's embarrassing.
Because I've been so tired. So I was like, okay, I'm just not going to raid. And then last night, yeah, I raided alone and it took forever.
Nice.
You guys have to approach me. I'm too lazy to message you.
Same. Yeah, but I have, I guess in real life stuff, I have finished. We are essentially finished with like the busy. I have like a few busy times throughout the year at my work, and this past week was one of them, and so it is now essentially over.
Yay!
Which is nice because we also have the following week. We have a holiday the following week, so it's nice. Yeah, it's kind of cooling down at work, so I can actually play more RuneScape. Like, I wasn't even AFKing at work or anything because I'm just like, I was telling Michelle the other day that like
that busy.
Whenever I'm like busy at work, it's so busy that like I get there 10 minutes early and I am literally just like on my feet working the entire time. Like,
yeah, clocking in early, not taking breaks.
Like, you know, like, and by that, I guess I mean, like, at a lot of jobs, like, there'll be, like, you know, 10, 20 minutes or even, like, an hour or two here or there where you're just, like, kind of, like, either waiting or not doing anything or...
I experienced that today.
Yeah.
I was looking at I do have some perks, like, discounts at places. So I was looking at those.
Yeah, but, like, yeah, whenever we're busy, I don't have any of that. It's literally just working the entire time. So it's nice because it's usually just a week of that, and then it's essentially over, and it isn't. That's now, so it's over.
Woo!
So I'll get to play more, which is nice because I do want to do some more AFK stuff at work, like fishing. Fishing is honestly just like the best AFK thing for anyone that
Fishing and woodcutting, I think.
I guess even then, but I've been like kind of trying to explore more like useful AFK things because like
Mm-hmm.
I
Such an
I
iron mentality.
well I mean the thing is like a non-iron can do other stuff like
Mm-hmm.
whatever, but I was thinking of like useful stuff to progress my account, and like it was really the only two options that I wanted to consider is like fishing being number one, which it gives you an actual up to like 3 minutes of AFK time. Like I can leave,
Wow.
go like finish an entire thing at work, and then come back and then still not be logged out or anything like that. So that's nice. And if I get the fish barrel from Temperos, then it goes up to like 5 minutes,
Oh.
which is nice. So
That's more than I thought it was, actually. Whenever you told me, I was like, yeah, it's AFK, but it's no woodcutting. That's
no,
actually pretty
it's
good.
actually very
Yeah.
AFK. The only thing that really competes on it that I was considering was like AFKing sand crabs or something,
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's as long as your log out time is on mobile essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I mean, I guess I could have done NMZ, but that's like not a real option unless like because I'd have to like check every
Yeah,
once in a
not quite as
while,
AFK.
and then like it would also cost me a ton of absorption potions because I wouldn't be able to do prayer flicking or anything like that, so it would
Mm-hmm.
just be like draining my absorption super fast. Yeah, so it's really fishing. So if anyone I guess out there that like actually has to go AFK every so often to like actually do work, then I'd
Fishing's it.
recommend checking out fishing. I do Karambwans. The fishing spot never moves, so you don't need to worry about that.
True. I
Um,
want to do that for like trying to get the pet, but at the same time, I'd feel bad not leaving because I use Crumbons all the time.
yeah,
Because I just dropped them probably.
you would just
Because
yeah
I'm a
okay
main. Well, I have like several thousand in my bank already
yeah
from whenever I got 99 cooking.
yeah exactly yeah. I guess if you're a main, it really doesn't matter. Although it's funny because I think just by cooking Karambwans, it's actually profitable just cooking them. But if you catch and cook them, it's, you know, pretty good money,
Yeah.
I guess, if you're like broke or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's also really easy as an iron because you can just go there, fish for however long, and then you just take the teleport back to Xenaris, and it only takes, I think,
Like
like
a minute?
35 seconds to run there and run back, and
Oh,
then you're already fishing again.
nice.
So it's really nice. I'd recommend it if anyone hasn't tried it, especially Ironman, because you definitely need it. So I'm up to 12,000 uncooked Karambwans again.
My God. Watch you get the heron on this account as well.
I mean, I probably will. I don't see why not. I'll be there
I think
for quite a while.
it's like 1 out of 100 something thousand.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is, it feels like it would almost be higher.
I won't go on rate for a really long time, but
Yes.
I could see myself getting it. So I guess that's
Yeah.
cool.
Good, just because it's such a good AFK thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Other stuff you've been doing though. You were doing rune crafting? No, you were taught. Oh,
Um,
you're doing dragons.
No, yeah. So the main thing I've been grinding this week in the time I have to play is yeah, dragons. So I've been grinding blue dragons. I'm up to like 500 bones. I've gotten like 8 or 900 bones over the course of the week, but I've been using some of them at the chaos altar
Mm-hmm.
because I only have 64 prayer. I need to get up to 70 so that I can actually finish the Mauritania hard diaries, because then I can actually work on
Barrows.
barrows, and I'll probably stay there for a really long time.
Yeah.
Because
Perilous moons can wait.
yeah, Perilous Moons really just is not a feasible thing for
Your gear
early
setup.
game Iron Man. Also, it's funny because like I saw multiple people that are like, oh, or I don't know about multiple people, but people post their like total accounts and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. It's like become a real trend on like some of the RuneScape subreddits. And this person's like, all right, finally entering the mid game, and they're like 1,500.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I guess that's accurate for most people, but and they're an Iron Man as well. But I kind of see it differently, where I feel like the beginning, like the start of the game, is longer, and then the mid game is a lot smaller.
Really, I feel like mid game is really big.
Yeah, I
I just
think
say it depends who you ask, because like,
exactly. It's
how do you decide
all
when mid game even is?
yeah, exactly. I guess I compare it as like I don't really feel like you get into what like the meat or like the main part of the game is, all the grinds, all the bosses until you're much further into the game than what
Hmm.
I think people would consider is mid game.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that. And I like if I had to put a number on it, it's probably closer to like 75 or even 80 like um like all skills
Yeah, I was
to be mid game.
thinking at least combat 80 for me.
Yeah.
And then end game, I think you'd legitimately have to be 99 combat.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think Endgame is like maybe even like beyond 99. Like I don't
Hmm.
even. But yeah,
200 mil.
I mean, obviously you can get into it earlier than that, but like I think as a typical player, especially like a first time player, I'd say like yeah, at least like 77 all to be like
Yeah.
actually mid game.
I'd be very curious if anyone wants, if you're listening on YouTube or on Spotify, you could reply to like what you guys would consider mid game, because it is so subjective.
Yeah. And the reason I specifically say like 75 to 80 all skills is because like you can definitely and that's for like a
You can
typical
grind a
player.
certain skill.
Yeah, that's a typical player. You can be like 1,000 total level and be like into like what people would expect to be end game content if you knew what you were doing. But
Hmm.
for an average player, that's why I don't like going by total level because 1,500 is like
Yeah.
that's not that many skills. You can 99 like 15 skills, which is less or just over half the skills and be there. So it's
Hmm.
like I don't even know if that's an appropriate.
Yeah, I just like basing off the combat.
Yeah, yeah, okay. But yeah, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, so I need to get to 70 for Barrows. That's the whole thing.
Yes.
So I'm almost there. I've just been AFKing Blue Dragons, and I'm using Water Wave still, and it still absolutely destroys. Hits for 30s, but I'm running out of bloods. Luckily, I can craft bloods now, so just like an hour at Zaya is enough. I still need to try the True Blood Altar, which I
Hmm.
think I might give it a try this weekend because I do need bloods. So
You were even talking about going back to Guardians of the Rift.
well, yeah, because I do get to go to the True Blood altar from Guardians of the Rift, which is nice, and I also still need the needle for the Garangatang bag.
The Orangutan bag is really, really nice, I'll say.
Yeah, so
You have
I
to be really high level, though.
85. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still need 8 more levels, so I need to go back eventually. So that's why I'm not like against going back to Guardians of the Rift, but
Hmm.
I figured out it's a lot faster to just like do bloods whenever I need them, and then continue getting prayer because I'm pretty close to 70. I already know I have like I think like 77 or 78 worth of bones in my bank and stuff like that, and that's not including ensouled heads. So
Oh, cool. Okay.
yeah, I should be pretty close. But that's all I've been working on. Probably gonna do that, and then every update after that for a few weeks might just be more barrows because I need full guthins. I don't need it, but I,
You'd
I
like
I
it.
want full guthins. I need full arums. I
Having
mean,
to grind a full set on an iron sounds very intimidating. So you just
yeah.
keep getting dupes.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like I don't need Carol's. It would be nice. I don't need Verox, but the skirt is really nice. So it's like there's a bunch of stuff, and then Derox is always nice, of
So
course.
you are gonna kill all the brothers.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
sometimes
definitely
people like only do the one that they need.
gonna kill them all. And also, I've read that, and this may be a PSA for other people that go to Barrows often, is you don't, or especially Iron Man, you don't get bloods. And this is important because it gives you a lot of bloods over time. Is you don't get bloods unless you get the optimal percentage,
Oh, which is
or
whatever turns green in
yeah,
Rimlight.
or more,
Yeah.
which you obviously don't want more. So if you have to get 86% or whatever it is, I think it's 86.4%.
I didn't know that.
Two skeletons and a bloodworm, and if you don't, I don't know the exact cutoff, but I know if you get like much lower than that. Like if you don't kill the skeletons and the bloodworm,
You don't
then
get
I
bloods.
just straight up don't think bloods are in your loot table.
That's kind of crazy, actually. I
Yeah,
had no idea.
yeah. So obviously the bloods and the deaths are the main reason I'm there. Even as well as the armor. So it's
Hmm.
like gotta make sure to do that.
Yeah, it's important to know.
So I'm definitely gonna always kill all 6 of the brothers, and also. I always forget this, so make sure everyone else remembers too. Is if you have Gommel's hilt number 2, and you bring it with you, you don't get your prayer drained
If it's equipped.
if it's equipped.
Because I don't equip it and my prayer gets drained.
It's your offhand?
I use a shadow.
No, I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah, in your hand, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like where the
okay.
defender would be.
Okay, I was just making sure. Yeah, I've never unlocked it or even used it. I don't even know how close I am to getting a level 2 Gommel's Hilt
Probably
because
not far off. They're all pretty easy in the...
yeah,
Yeah, you should definitely
probably
grind
not.
it.
Because it's dumb. It doesn't show you your progress to the next one until you go claim your current one. And I just
Oh.
opened my combat achievements one day and it's like,
Auto finish.
all right, cool, you're
Yeah.
ready for number 2. And like it just like showed a bunch of like
Oh.
achievements and stuff like that. And I was like,
Yeah,
all
you should
right.
go claim it and see how close you are, because there's some pretty easy ones.
Yeah, but I mean, I won't need it until then, so I'll just do it all in one shot, probably this weekend.
Cool. Okay. And
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm gonna do this weekend. Probably more Scurious.
yeah,
I love how we've suddenly switched where I'm barely talking, you're talking a lot in the
no,
beginning.
yeah. I don't know why you don't have anything to do. It's kind of weird.
I don't. I just haven't been doing much. I'm just still like adjusting to working. I don't feel quite as tired, but I still feel like pretty sleepy.
Yeah, and that's me like doing like an abridged version. Like I went through this whole thing where I
You
was all
did
like,
so much. Okay. Also, to be fair, mid game sounds like you're doing way more. Because what do? I'm just like I did raids and didn't get anything.
well,
You
yeah.
know?
I mean,
Yeah,
because
you
you're
did.
boring.
Yeah.
But no, like I did this whole thing where I was like, oh, maybe I should get 99 crafting. So I went and like did a bunch of sandstone at the
Oh, I forgot you were
grinder.
doing that.
And then I got like 4,000, realized I needed 200,000 more sand and decided to stop.
Yeah, he's done so much this week.
Yeah,
So
and
many
then
different goals.
I also even did like a round of Temporos randomly, and I don't know, just doing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's cool.
Yeah, it was okay. But we can probably move on, I guess. There's really nothing in the community that I saw this week that was interesting.
Slow week for everyone.
I mean, I did see someone posted today, thankfully. This is kind of interesting, is that I guess OSRS specifically is at the height of its
Popularity?
popularity,
Oh, cool.
surprisingly enough.
GZS.
Yeah, because it's funny because it also coincides with the like actual least popular that RuneScape 3 has been in a long time as well.
Really?
And I honestly think that's kind of like the like I guess what I would expect is a lot of people have been saying for a long time that they're moving from RS3 to OSRS, and then recently, relatively recently, RuneScape 3 has made like some changes that people really hated.
Oh, like the microtransaction thing?
Yeah, exactly. So that made even, actually large amounts of people try out OSRS, which is, the next best thing for anyone that still likes RS3. And so I guess that makes sense that the least amount of people on RS3 equals the most amount of people on OSRS.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I know, I've had some people in my chat be like, oh, I'm new to OSRS, coming from RuneScape 3. And I'm like, hey, welcome. I've
Yeah.
never played RuneScape 3.
Yeah, so I mean, that's really, I guess, pretty much it. I mean, we got to celebrate the. I don't know if this was last week or whatever, but I did see people talking about the anniversary of the Falador massacre.
6-6.
Yeah,
666.
there you go. So
It
yeah,
was also the last day of 4th grade for me.
okay.
That's the day I found out 666 is an evil number, because people told me at school, and I was like, what?
It's not an evil number. It's just the number of the beast.
The beast.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, really, I'm like scrolling through like what happened this week, and there's just like not much going on.
It's fine. We'll get into the first
Gilnor
of
games,
the...
I guess.
Yeah, I still need to catch up on Gilnor games. I'm very behind. Maybe I'll watch that this weekend. Anyway, the first blog we're going to go over is the Mobile UI Rework 2.0 overview and beta. They even say on here, time to talk about the upcoming Mobile UI beta. Wait, what year is it? Because it's been several months. I didn't realize we really haven't talked about this since last year.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what
they
I'm
said
saying.
it was...
We have new listeners, so we'll go over it again.
Yeah, they said they were gonna work on it, and they have.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we're going to do an open beta, and then right before, right? They were like, just kidding, be right back, and then it took several months.
Yeah, well, they said it was a bad timing because a lot of stuff
Oh, the
coincided.
betas were being weird in forestry.
The betas are being weird, and then a lot of other development stuff and then holiday
Oh,
stuff and then
yeah.
more development stuff. So it's kind of been like pushed back a little bit.
Sorry, mobile players. I totally forgot you guys were still waiting for this right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try it whenever it comes out, but if you can't wait, they're actually having a beta that you can try out for the next 3 days, starting on Thursday. It
June
should
13th.
already be out by the time you listen to this,
Yeah.
and it'll be out for the full weekend, giving you time to try it out.
But only going to be around for 3 days, which I thought was kind of weird, to be honest.
I
I thought
think,
betas were supposed to be like a week.
well, the thing is, it's so short, I'm guessing it's pretty much final, and
Yeah.
they're just like seeing if there's things they overlooked.
Yeah, make
That
sure everyone's happy.
That's usually the case when things are so short, assuming it was planned appropriately. So I guess just log in if you can't wait for it to come out at the time that it normally would, because then you can check out the loadouts for hotkeys,
Hmm.
side stones returning to the left, which is an option. So for anyone that hasn't seen it, they do have a picture.
They have a lot of pictures where I don't know if you scroll down, there's like tons.
Yeah, there are more pictures, but for anyone that doesn't know, like currently there's a bar of stones on the left, a bar of stones on the right, and you can only have one open at a time. And that'll be the case still, but it's mainly going to be the two bars on the right that you can switch between.
Yeah,
And
they're moving
then,
the bar from the left over to the right side.
yeah, but on the left side is really just going to be a shortcut bar. So you can put a lot of different things there that should make it customizable for your play
Hotkeys.
style. You can, for instance, if like you're used to the magic spellbook being on the left side, which it normally is right now, you can still keep that if you'd like it to. You just have to customize it that way. But yeah, so you can do that. NPC highlighting and ground items are going to be
Huge.
added. Realignment of the visual elements to be aligned and tidier, and chat filter option button removed and moved to a long tap option.
Cool. All right, let's get more into it. So, how to access the beta? They put all in bold, all caps here. Please make sure to reconvert your save. Converted saves do not carry over data between the beta worlds and normal worlds. If you level up on the beta world, you will not level up on your main game save.
Yeah, so this is strictly if you just want to try it
Yeah,
on.
don't start grinding
Yeah,
this thing you've been putting off for a long time in the beta.
I wouldn't recommend logging in and staying logged in over the weekend. You'll regret it because it'll just literally mean
Yeah,
nothing.
just go spend like an hour trying stuff out.
This is just if you want to be like, oh, this sucks, and
Or it's
then,
cool.
or be like, oh, I can't. That's cool. I like it. I can't wait. But I mean, the thing is, like, I think if you already are optimistic about it, you'll just wait. I
Hmm.
think you're just gonna
Yeah,
log
because you're
in.
kind of optimistic about it as well, right?
Yeah, I think if you just think it's gonna suck, you're gonna be like, oh, I logged in. It did suck, so I won't use it.
Hmm.
So, or not that you won't use it because you have to use it, but
But you'll provide feedback and see if it can be changed.
yeah, you'll either provide feedback or figure out a way that works better for you, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so if you'd like to use your main game save on a beta world, we recommend first logging into a normal world and making your way to the settings menu. Select gameplay and scroll down to the bottom to see the new beta worlds options. It's here that you'll be able to convert a save for use on the beta worlds from a regular world or reset your current beta world for a fresh experience. Without a converted save, you'll be sent back to Tutorial Island, but you will be able to skip this and just go to the mainland if you want, because no one wants to do Tutorial Island in a beta.
Yeah.
That's a waste of time.
So you don't have to convert your save if you don't want to. It can be a hassle for some players. So if you don't want to do that, you can just go ahead and go to the beta worlds,
And
and
then
you'll
you'll just be level 3 though, right?
yeah, you'll start a brand new account.
Yeah, so you can't test out as much combat stuff, for example.
Yeah, but if all you need is just to figure out how to switch between things on your UI, then
It's
that
not
might
that bad.
that might be fine.
Yeah, whenever you're done playing the beta, you simply switch to a normal world and you're back to a normal account.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's
Also,
new?
new.
Sorry.
What's new for me is I've been having this issue on mobile, and I hope triple fingers and toes crossed that
Do you have
it's
6 fingers and toes?
yeah,
Oh, nice.
because I want them to be fixed. Because whenever I was doing like more AFK agility stuff on mobile at work, last week or something like that, for whatever reason, and I have seen one other person with this issue, so I'm not alone in this, in that like I have all the correct options from what I can tell selected, but the rooftop agility highlights only highlight very random pieces. Like I went to
Oh.
Polnivnich and there was only like two things highlighted. Like it was like the tree and the rocks on the
The
wall.
is the Polnivich the one that's a new course?
Yeah, it
I
is.
wonder if that's part of the
No,
issue.
it's not, because this happened to me at Sears as well
That's weird.
before I went there.
It works at the Wilderness Agility course. That's all I know.
Yeah, the only reason it wasn't as obnoxious at Sears because I've done like thousands of laps there, so I have
You already know.
I have everything memorized.
Yeah.
So whenever I went to Polnivnich and figured out, I ended up just clicking around where I would expect all of them to be,
Still kind of annoying though.
and I was able to figure it out. But it was like it's really annoying
Yeah.
on mobile when that happens, especially because like my fingers aren't as dexterous as my mouse.
Of
So
course.
hopefully that's fixed.
Yeah. Well, what's new with the beta?
Yeah, what's new is there's screenshots as well. So they're saying we're making some pretty major changes in the beta, but rest assured, they'll be made while considering all different kinds of playstyles. Technical stuff aside, we'll be given the UI a new coat of paint to keep the old school fresh, or feel fresh rather. And you can take a look at the screenshots that they provided. They show exactly what I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, so there's now 2 bars on the right side. You could also make your inventory clear, or transparent. I don't know if that's the thing before. The left side is all hotkeys, and then in the top left, the logout button has moved up there, actually.
Yeah.
The chat button is bigger. The chat box itself isn't, but it makes it easier for you to type, because if you don't play on mobile, typing on mobile is such a pain. It's not easy.
Because, for instance, now there is a chat bubble option that you can click, and then it should allow you to start chatting. Before, you had to actually
click the line.
click on the
Tiny line.
like your chat bar to begin chatting.
Yeah, and you would just be accidentally clicking all over the map.
Yeah. It was really annoying.
It was very annoying.
And like I said, on the left side is where you're going to place your hotkeys. You can place a ton of different things there, including the bars that used to be there. If you so choose, you can put the bars there. But they also showcase here in these
the loot
screenshots
logger.
that, yeah, you can actually have a loot logger on your screen at the same time, so you can see how many KC and what loot you have from a certain boss or something.
And there is a little bit more info on that we will get into soon if you're interested in that.
Yeah, and there can even be other stuff that they showcase here for the shortcut section on the left side of the screen, such as turning on and off your run energy.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, and then
I mean,
whenever,
workout, that could be nice, huh?
just in general, it's really nice, being able to manipulate when you are or not running instead of having to, because the top
It's
left,
again a tiny little button.
yeah, the top left and the top right of the screen are really inaccessible generally. So it's nice that you can get it just in the middle of your screen on the left.
Yeah. All right, so going more into detail, starting out with these side stones, that's going to be the little panel. So the new UI has all your familiar stones on the right-hand side in 2 separate columns. The first column contains panels you'll use in high-intensity gameplay, while the second holds all the features you use in more laid-back moments. To prevent misclicks and give you a bit more room, we've added a handy button to collapse and hide the second column, letting you truly focus on the task at hand. When collapsed, the click area of the side panel is actually wider than in the current UI for more accurate tapping. You'll also notice, like I said, that the logout button has moved to the top left corner to make room for this new collapse button. What's a bit weird that it now opens a panel on the other side of the screen, we feel it's a reasonable trade-off. Lastly, we've added a background to the column, keeping the rounded shape of the buttons without any unsightly gaps between them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I was talking about hotkeys,
This is definitely more interesting than...
yeah, this is definitely in my opinion, like showcase.
This is it, right?
Yeah.
No, the loot tracker's kind of... I like the loot tracker.
I mean, call me when they add Entity Hider to mobile, which is the only add-on it really needs. Anyways, they worked on a new function button. This is the hotkeys button on the left side. They worked well for a small number of features we have in mind, but presented problems with functionality and responsiveness. They're talking about the keys on the left side. So instead, they're using that free space to implement 5 custom hotkeys. So they're getting rid of all the stones on the left side and making it so that there's now a collapsible set of stones, which are going to be your hotkeys.
Yeah.
They can be assigned to a vast array of things, similar to your F keys on your desktop client. This change opens up a ton more features, which is always good news.
Yeah, there's even more options because you could change it to like run, like you said.
Yeah.
That's definitely not on regular game.
Yeah, definitely really, really nice.
Yeah.
And the biggest difference you'll see this time around is that you can now set any hotkey that opens a panel, such as inventory, to open on either side of the screen.
That's nice.
And to do so, you'll need to enable the catchily named hotkeys open side panel on the left option in the settings menu. It's off by default.
Okay.
So as opening these interfaces could cause overlap issues with other elements on the left side. So make sure to proceed at your own risk.
Yeah, test it out a little bit.
Yeah, you can set up 5 hotkeys into this left side hotkey panel. Most will work by enabling or disabling the selected feature or by choosing which side of the screen the panel opens up on. So for instance, like we said, you can just click on the run mode thing and it'll turn on run or turn off run. Or you can select the prayer tab and it'll open the prayer tab on the left side as opposed to how it does natively on the right side. So like I said, you can customize it for as much as you want. They also added NPC highlighting.
I didn't know.
As an
I was
option as
literally
well.
wondering, what is this little gnome and what is he doing? That's the NPC highlighter.
Yeah, you can also do things like
Tile
have
highlighting.
tile highlighting. You can add tap to walk instead of tap to run. You can also have entity interaction. So this is your yellow click and your your yellow X and your red X. So you can have that just added as a hotkey, which is really nice.
This is so cool.
You can also have a thing that makes it so you can easily select tap to drop. This is great for if you're dropping a bunch of things that you're cooking that burned or something like that or whatever. Just makes it really, really easy and customizable.
Something that I don't know if you read it or if I was just distracted. You could have 3 loadouts to your hotkeys.
I did not read that.
Yeah, that's kind of exciting. So you could have like one for skilling, one for regular bossing, one for raids, or
Yeah.
I guess PvP.
Yeah, so they do say here you'll be able to start up to 3 loadouts and editing all the keys in them. And they've also added long tap options to the hotkey buttons, which lets you swap between layouts with ease.
Cool.
So you should easily be able to swap them out whenever you have them all set up, and you can easily clear them. They have a UI showing off how to do that really easily.
Awesome.
You can also add multiple of the same hotkey for a loadout. This might seem a little overkill, but it's great if you need a larger area to tap. So if you
That's actually so fair.
really want to stop running, you can add 5 runs if you really want.
Yeah. Finally, we've added NPC highlighting and edit ground items hotkey to the roster. The edit ground items hotkey lets you add or remove items from the filter using the plus or minus buttons for items around you. The NPC highlighting hotkey lets you tag NPCs or all NPCs of that type with a long tap. You can further customize the appearance of highlights in the settings menu. Should NPC highlight be toggled off, highlights will be disabled until it turns back on.
Yeah, this is a really nice feature if you like to, sit on the couch and hunt in Puro, and now you can much more easily see the desired implings.
What I like it for is whenever I go to Godward's Dungeon, I tag all the goblins because everything there's like green, and people have been like, "Why do you have goblins tabbed?"
Why do you have gout goblins?
I can't say this, and I'm like, I swear it's for a good reason.
There you go. Also, we have a new feature: pop out panels. So current mobile players will be
Pop that panel like
Okay, so current mobile players will be intimately familiar with the new pop-out panel already, much like the Rune Light panel. I actually have never used this.
It must be something you have to activate because I logged in not that long ago and I did not see this.
I've never used this on mobile. Anyways, if you are wondering what your XP per hour looks like or how much XP you've gained in a certain skill, what kind of items an enemy might have dropped, or how many you have killed, then apparently this is included in your XP tracking ground item indicator in all of these additions.
I'm literally trying to find it while he talks.
Yeah. So unlike the current placement of the pop-out panel, which disrupts your use of inventory and other right-hand sided panels, the new area sits at the bottom left corner. It also has 3 separate modes: hidden, full, and mini, so you can leave it up and it won't really intrude on your viewport so bad if you choose to leave it up. And that's really just the difference between the 3. The hidden is just a small button that you can expand. Compact showcases a little bit, and full just takes up the full left side of your screen like it normally does.
Well, while I go over the next part, you look for whatever this hotkey thing is. I don't see it.
It probably doesn't exist. It's probably a setting.
Is it? It's yeah. See if it's a setting because I'm so curious now. I was wanting to look that up whenever I was doing the bingo. Anyway, new chat. The entire chat interface can now be collapsed using the brand new toggle button, meaning you've got more space to play if you're going at it solo. And this is the button that we're talking about that is like much bigger than it used to be. Very handy. However, some of you might have noticed that the chat filters are no longer visible. Instead, to give you more space, you can long tap on the speech bubble button to set which chat filter you have active, so it won't always be there. We've also replaced the tiny speech bubble with a bigger and easier to use keyboard button. In the future, the chat line will also have the clipboard support, caret support, and selection support. Caret?
Yeah, the caret is like when you do exponents.
Okay. To compensate for the horizontal space taken up by the new buttons, the chat itself has been made slightly narrower, but the whole chat, including the buttons, still takes up the same amount of space as before. As for that glaring report button, we've tucked it into a long press option on the chat toggle, so it's not as much of a focus as it was before. Minimap. There isn't too much to discuss with the minimap aside from us rearranging the minimized version to look cleaner and take up less space. The wiki button and the world map button have also been reworked for visual consistency and easier tapping. So you can now hide your minimap if you want because it kind of takes up a lot of room on mobile. It looks very clean.
Oh, you were always able to hide it.
Huh.
Or at least I have it hidden.
I didn't.
If
they said they rearranged it.
Yeah, they definitely rearranged it because it used to be kind of curved, but now it's just lined up, straight up and down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do that pretty easily if you just.
Also, he still has not found this thing.
See, if you long press on your world icon and just hit minimize, it just reduces.
Oh yeah, all your tiles are weirdly crooked.
Yeah, I'm still not able to find how you're able to show all the XP per hour you're getting and stuff like that.
Please let us know. We're not mobile gamers.
Yeah, to be fair, I definitely don't care about that while on mobile, but if you are someone that actually... I cared during the bingo.
I was doing agility and I wanted to see how much XP I got.
Oh, well, yeah, if you do that, or if you actually prefer bossing on mobile or something like that, then that might help you, but I don't know where to find it.
Okay. Take us into haptic feedback.
So haptic feedback, yeah. So this is for anyone that's a fan of the DualShock Rumble controllers from PlayStation, then you probably know what this is.
The what?
This is the final customization option. You'll be able to adjust the haptic feedback settings. Using the handy vibration type setting, you can choose between low, medium, and high haptic feedback to give the right pack, or to give the right pack for your punch when gaming on the go. I don't like that sentence.
I don't like that either. So your screen will like vibrate when you're holding stuff down.
Yeah, so if your phone has
like a light.
If your phone has a vibrate option, if something happens, you can customize when it will vibrate and how much.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, when the beta launches this Thursday, there will be a survey open on the blog link, which will be down in the episode description for us. So you have your chance to tell us about all the time you spent with the new features and what you think about them. Yeah. If you don't like anything, think that there could be improvements, please provide feedback.
Yeah, and the survey is not live right now when we're speaking about it, but it should be live tomorrow when we speak about it again.
Yeah, when the episode's out.
Yeah. Speaking of tomorrow.
Yes.
And it's the next day.
Yay! Yeah, I was not catching on to that.
Yeah. It's all good. It is the next day, Thursday, 6/13, and there's not much else going on, so we'll probably just pick up right where we left off.
And let me be clear, because not everyone does the dates like that. It's June 13th. 6/13. Other countries do 13/6.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, this is America.
Jesus Lord.
But yeah, so it is June 13th. I don't have any updates.
I have
really.
No updates.
You don't have any updates?
Yeah, we could just get into the game update.
My update is that I was telling Michelle, for the first time ever in my entire gaming of RuneScape, I changed to the lunar prayer or the lunar spellbook.
He's never been in the lunar spellbook before, even on domain.
I've never needed to.
He couldn't venge before.
I actually, the reason I think that is a lie is because I did some time at Orania, and I'm all like, how did I repair my bags without NPC contact?
So we're lying to each other now.
I thought it was.
I literally celebrated with you.
I never used anything else besides NPC contact, I don't think, if I had to guess.
Well, I don't first time on the iron at least.
Yeah, I don't know how I would do it, how I would do runecrafting without NPC contact. Mm-hmm. So, if I had to guess, that's probably how I did it.
Okay. Well, he's used it before. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh well. But yeah, that's it.
Game updates?
Yeah, game updates.
Not much this week, so
Yeah.
we'll share what we can. Starting out with Pride 2024. There's some pictures of the parade. It looked cute. Again, they put the big Christmas goose.
The big goose.
They always schedule this to spite me. I'm convinced. A big chicken.
A big old chicken, and last but not least,
Another big chicken.
another big chicken.
God, I should have been there.
Yeah.
Sad.
So, as always, they had a little bit of a parade, a little bit of a march, and some of the mods turned into giant NPCs.
So cute. Oh, I
to
see
make
Vardorvis
Make
too.
it more fun. Yep, Vardorvis is right there.
Oh, and there's a crocodile on the table.
Crocodile, wise guy, man, crocodile right there.
Cool.
Yeah, so a bunch of stuff going on. Kind of like a little goofy march. But,
Yeah. Someday I'll make it.
Yeah, probably not, but yeah, who knows. That's it, though.
Yeah. They said, we want to say a huge thank you to the players who joined our in-game Pride March last week. So many of you turned out in fabulous fashionscape to celebrate identity and individuality. Our J-Mods had so much fun leading you through the route across multiple worlds. And despite a couple of wizard incidents, most of us remembered where to go. Do you think people got, like, killed by the dark wizards next to Varrock or something?
I don't know.
That'd be kind of funny.
Probably not.
Take them through the death trap.
Also, big congratulations to 5 players that won the Pride T-shirt.
I still really like this T-shirt.
But yeah, if you didn't win, which is more than likely, you can still buy the shirt. You can still pre-order the shirt, is what I wanted to say, until July 3rd. So you have quite some time if you're listening to this in the future.
Yeah. Any proceeds, a portion rather of the proceeds from the sale of the shirts goes to charity. They're partnering with AKT, a national charity that specializes, I can't read, and working with young LGBTQIA plus people who are homeless, at risk of homelessness, or living in hostile environments. Donations will be based on all revenue received by the store from the sale of the tees, but minus shipping and minus credit card fees and the cost of garment printing, and 5% to cover admin and fulfillment costs.
There you go.
I wonder how much it's actually going to charity.
There you go. Also, I'm going to briefly, that's it for the actual event this year. Going into some other stuff that they wanted to highlight. I don't know why, because they did this same exact stuff last week. So I'm really going to go over it fast. There was a new Dead Man's All-Stars video that came out from Solo Mission.
Oh, did it actually start?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then...
I like how we just are so not into PvP that we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like the official first video or if this is the
does it say on that? Oh, it's a draft video.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, so if anyone doesn't know or missed it from last week, there's going to be 6 content creators making teams of 5 each. All of them are male content creators, and yeah, so that's. I mean, if you like watching Settled, Solo Mission, Bodhi, all the Torvesta, all those people in there. This is a PvP Deadman hype video series, so you can go check that out if you like watching PvP. Other changes though.
Yeah, we'll go back and forth.
Sure.
Remove the magic strength bonus from the Blood Moon Tacits, as this wasn't part of the intended design.
Unfortunate, because
that was probably quite nice.
Yeah, last week was someone brought this up on the subreddit.
Stop bringing it up, you guys.
And yeah, for some reason, the Blood Moon Tacits provided a 1% magic strength bonus.
It's random.
Very, very random.
I like that no one noticed that for so long too.
Yeah, really, really weird. Next, they fixed a poison dynamite bug, which caused players to hit 0 even after they pass an accuracy roll, which shouldn't be possible.
Yeah. Mining gloves now work correctly miscellaneous, so you get those extra attempts on the same rock.
The Agility Arena store agreed that selling Toadflax and Snapdragons unnoted was a little inconvenient, so now they will be noted.
That's kind of insane. The crane repairs at Piscarilius can now be done with oak, teak, or mahogany planks, as well as the standard variety. You will, however, need to use 3 of the same type of planks to make repairs, so I don't know why you would use the more expensive ones.
Yeah, and this is nice because I actually ran into this issue myself, where combination runes were not properly being prioritized for use, and now they should be.
Yeah. It always is the small little changes are kind of like the highlight of the week.
Well, especially when you have a kind of
A
a
dry
weaker
week.
week like
Yeah.
this.
It's
But
kind
yeah,
of reviewing 2 events and then 5 lines.
yeah, max med loadout for the PvP arena, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Not much to go over this week, honestly.
Yeah. We do have a few questions though. Oh, this would have been such a good week to have a guest, but I have plans for who I'm gonna have. I don't think I told you, but I messaged someone who was like, once I'm adjusted to work, like you should join the podcast for an episode.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't feel adjusted. I'm tired still a lot. So
Well, get used to it,
I need a second.
brother.
I am slowly getting used to it. I don't feel as depressed. But I was telling Robert how I'm really happy it's Friday tomorrow. And I was like, oh my God, 5/7 of my life. I'm just like, want to be done. That's cool. My coworkers are cool at least. And I've been taking calls, so that's fun. But yeah.
Yeah, cool. Speaking of taking calls, we have a call on the line from Harger.
Harger? Oh my God. Harger just said, question, would it be cool if OSRS had herds or packs of animals or monsters that roam around? It could include wolves in forest areas, hellhounds in the wilderness, or cows in grasslands. The area they can roam would be limited, but the area would be larger than current areas that CPUs roam, and they'll attack together if they are violent.
Interesting.
Matt replied saying, this would be horrible for low-level players. Imagine a wolf pack of 12 attacking a level 10 noob. He'd get torn to pieces.
It's true.
I don't think this would be good for the game, but I think it'd be freaking hilarious for the game. And I would love to just, like, someone doesn't realize they hit one cow, all of a sudden, like, a gang of cows just pulls up and starts attacking you.
Yeah.
I think it's funny to imagine. I don't know if it's actually would be good. Other than, like, for aesthetic, you know? I don't think it could be NPCs that you attack.
I think it could, but
Okay.
the main thing that I don't think would work with this randomly is that a lot of enemies in the game aren't bunched together. Like the chance of you finding 3 of an enemy next to each other is like not impossible, but it's very rare. Like especially if you unless it's like a really small area, like if you're killing vampires or something like Firewatch Sentinels, those guys can be grouped together because it's a really small area, but the chances of you like going and like fighting like an antelope or something and there's like 4 other ones nearby,
And they'll start attacking you.
yeah, the chances are they're not going to be that close together. But
They would have to be different.
maybe they could. That aside, I think this would be cool because it'd be like cool if like I don't know if you are walking around and there are like a couple cows like following each other. I guess that would be kind of cool. Or if like there's like a line of like 3 salamanders randomly following each other in a line. Like I don't know.
Think of like 20 of them.
Yeah, I think it would be cool if it was more like like dedicated to pack type animals. So if like
It makes
there's
sense, like wolves.
yeah, or like I mean, you know,
Ants. Add ants to the game.
yeah, like I don't know if there's like any deer type of animals. I guess like antelopes would be a good example. Like maybe there's like a pack of 3 that roam around or something like that. You know, wolves, whatever
I was
pack
imagining
animals.
much larger packs. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
You're just like 3, and I'm like 10.
Yeah, I was like, what is the limit of this? Why would you have like 15 enemies altogether?
Well, that was gonna take me to my next concern, which is I don't think it should be stuff that you could attack if they were designed like this, because then you could just cannon them and like really take advantage of that.
Well, for some reason, you are assuming that they would just all aggro at the same time.
Well, they said if you attack one, they attack together.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying for this to actually work, it could just be like they aesthetically roam around together. But if you attack one, then you're just fighting one like normal.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, if they all start attacking you, then that would be like kind of weird. I think that would like maybe be interesting in like a raid mechanic, like as an actual like boss mechanic or something.
I heard of something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of like the Fremennik warriors and what's it called? Coliseum?
Yeah, like maybe there's like a part where there are like a pack that you have to fight during the fight or something, and you have to think about bringing like AoE for it.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think in general you could have this work if like you come across a pack of animals, they're walking around, you fight one like normal, and then now it's just a pack of 2 instead of a pack of 3.
Yeah. I don't know. I do like the idea more as just like background. You know, like how they've kind of had like cheetahs and capybaras and alpacas just for cute animals to add ambiance.
Yeah, I guess
I just
so.
think it'd be cute to like stumble upon a little pack, but I don't like the idea as much of like fighting a pack, whether it's like how you said lined up or all of them
Yeah.
for whatever reason. I don't know. Not my jam.
Yeah, I guess that'd be okay. But the thing is, there's not really many planes in the game. Like,
Well, there's the new ones in Varlamore, so I
yeah,
was
that's
mostly
the
thinking
only
there.
one. Like, that one, maybe like the other hunter grounds.
Well, yeah, you just have to go and like add new stuff, like new
Yeah.
things that move around.
It would literally just be like random, like
Just
the hunter areas, probably.
imagine like two cows and a little calf just wandering around Lumbridge, and they just go all over, and you can't do anything. They just look cute.
I mean, I guess so. I just don't
It
really think it'd add anything to the game.
would add a lot to the game.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Potentially the most that's ever been added to the game.
All right.
Next question from Matt. This might actually have an answer, but spoiler, we don't know it. Does Jagex have the capacity to replay events in certain worlds like a security camera? For example, if they need to see how the Falador Massacre started, can they review footage of the game at that particular time? I assume not, but just curious if you know the answer. I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say no.
No.
Because otherwise, wouldn't they be able to see like people real world trading and stuff? I don't know. They'd
Well,
be able to see shady things more.
the thing is, it's like that seems interesting, but it's actually just like legitimately worse in every way than the system that's already built into every single game, which is
Mm-hmm.
just logs. So
Mm-hmm.
like anytime something happens, it gets logged, and so it's kind of boring in a way, but you're really just looking at lines of like text saying this happened, this happened,
Yeah.
this
I
happened.
mean, it's easier to search too than security camera for thousands and thousands of players.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
would be kind of
So
hard.
like if I had to guess, it's all like segmented into each person, and it has like things that happens during their account and
Turns
stuff
out they
like
just
that.
don't track it at all.
So that's probably how them, as well as pretty much everyone else, tracks everything. I mean, if you like, and this isn't strictly related to video games either. Like, I mean, if you ever look at like we have a Discord server, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
can monitor anytime someone does anything, it tells
Oh
me that
yeah,
they do it. So
true.
it's like I can see it happening or I could not see it happening. Either way, I'm getting just as much information with a log,
Mm-hmm.
more than if I didn't have it.
Okay.
If I had a video or something.
Yeah, the videos. It would be too much.
Yeah.
It'd be like one of those things that they delete every day.
That's one of those things where it's like it would be cool. It's funny because like once you get more into like technology, it's like everything would seem to be cooler if they had like a video option, like a graphical user interface option. But when it comes down to it, if you like want to do serious anything, it's old school, just text on a screen.
Yeah, it's the simplest way.
Yeah.
Also, for Matt, do you think players should be able to get out of bans by paying in real life money, like a bail? This would only apply for minor offenses or first time offenses. This could earn Jagex a bit more money in an easy way. No. I feel like then, people who have a lot of money in real life will just, take advantage of that because they could just pay a fine. It reminds me of something I saw before that I feel like was a good point where someone said if it's against the law but you only have to pay a fine, that means it's only against the law for poor people. And that reminds me of that too. So you'd get your account banned if you didn't have enough money to pay them. But if you happen to have money in real life, you'd be able to pay it off and be fine. So it just feels like unfair.
Yeah. I was
Classist? Would it be like kind of classist?
um
It depends how much it costs.
yeah, also I don't even know how that would that technically works because we don't work on a class system in real life. So
Hmm.
unless I guess you're in India, but they use a caste
I
system.
thought that class was the thing. It's like, low income.
Yeah, that's not this isn't World of Warcraft. There's no like classes
I'm
like
thinking in
that.
real life, not in a RuneScape.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying like that's not how it works in real life.
Okay.
But anyways, if but I know what you mean.
Yes.
Um,
I don't know the word for it.
yeah,
But just basically letting rich people get away with stuff because they're rich.
sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking that would just strictly be out of the question.
Yeah, that's
Like,
not the only reason I think no. I also just don't think it'd be a good idea.
yeah, I wouldn't even entertain that for like literally even a millisecond.
I think everyone would just do it once and then have a bunch of alts that just do it once and keep giving them more money and like
Yeah.
trading other accounts, and it would just be
The thing is, this
bad.
already exists.
Oh.
in a pseudo way. Because, I mean, you can buy accounts
Mm-hmm. You're
already
not supposed
leveled.
to.
Yeah, already leveled, already with certain achievements done. So, like, you can get out of a ban by just buying another account. It's like a circumventory way to get around this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not directly answering your question, but yeah, this already exists.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's not good. But I was thinking of another way of like potentially doing this, not with real money, because that's just straight up like a no go for me. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, maybe we could do it in where you punish someone by like removing everything from their account. They're like, if you want to come back, you can. You're just removing everything from your account. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, honestly, if you do something like punitive like that, then what's stopping someone from just being like, all right, this sucks. I'm just gonna make a new account.
Yeah.
The bar to entry is just so low. It's like I'll just
Mm-hmm.
make a new account.
It's hard. I don't think that there's really any good way to do it, to be
Yeah.
honest. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it's a first time offense and they're not part of a huge thing, I don't necessarily think that they should be like banned for life, to be honest.
Yeah. I think
Because I didn't even know that that was against the rules for years. I never did it because I'm cheap.
about what?
I didn't know that you couldn't like buy gold from other people because people
Yeah.
advertise all the time.
Yeah. You're allowed to buy stuff from other people for gold,
Yeah,
apparently.
but not for money, which I
Yeah.
didn't know. Like, people be like, go to this website, and I'm like, whatever. I never
Yeah.
did it because, yeah, I didn't want to spend money, but
Uh,
there's people who are just ignorant to the rules, like, straight up. Like,
Yeah.
don't actually know.
It sucks because I know Jagex, as well as like many other companies, take this stance because the number one reason is they cannot prevent services being sold
Yeah.
for the most part. And also, the second thing is they can't prevent money, like gold, being sold to other players either. So
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, like, eventually, what happened is like this used to all be against the rules. Like, you couldn't like sell services, you couldn't sell gold, anything. And then eventually, over time, a lot of companies just let up because they're all like, this, we're just banning a ton of like players because they're doing this, so they allow it in like a weird like, again, it's like a weird pseudo
Like a
way
roundabout
where
thing.
it's like, sure, you can only pay for services with gold.
Yeah.
That's how it is in WoW too. It's like, how do you think people are acquiring hundreds of millions of gold having not done a lot of the end game content?
Mm-hmm.
They're buying it.
Or they're doing the legal in-game way.
Yeah, or they're buying, yeah, like
Buying bonds.
a million bonds or whatever. And then it's like, and then they sell that, or they, buy that with real money, and then they get the gold, and then they get the service.
Mm-hmm.
So in a roundabout way, it's still the same thing. It's still the black market.
Yeah.
It's just in a different way.
It's
So
game sanctioned black market.
yeah, exactly. So it's like kind of weird. I don't know. It's like a lot of the whole thing is just like weird. And so in the end, I don't think there's a way to appropriately do this except for, and I just thought of this, so this might not even be a good idea.
Okay.
But I was like, okay, so if someone, I was thinking specifically if someone gets banned or if someone gets found guilty of doing some kind of illegal trading,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're buying services or, having someone else play on the account to do things for you or whatever, um, then what would happen is potentially you can just like block all trades and all drops from that account.
Oh, like turn them into an iron?
Kind of. But the thing is,
They
like,
could use the GE, but everything else.
yeah, but the thing is, like, all the things they drop disappear.
Oh, so they can't
So,
drop stuff to other people.
yeah, they can't drop trade.
Hmm.
They can't trade at all. They can't use the
Oh, they
GE.
can't even use the GE. That's like ultimate iron.
Yeah, like this would be like,
Ultimate extreme iron.
well, well, it's not ultimate. You can still use the bank, but yeah. So like one, it would remove all the, the ill-gotten gains that can be tracked on the account, and it would be a limited account essentially, where it's like you can't trade. You can. It's kind of like a new account where you can't trade or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like that.
That'd be kind of nuts.
I guess I could see that because then it's like you essentially just void that person from ever recommitting that offense again. And it's, I mean, really, if it was either that or permanent ban, I could see a lot of people just wanting their account back instead.
Yeah.
but
It's an okay idea.
it's not my favorite. But that's the only way I could see something like that happening.
It's kind of hard to try even consider different ways to make this work because it's always going to be an issue. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, there's really no getting rid of that.
yeah, and this could earn Jagex a bit more money. I mean,
They have a lot of money, Matt. Look up their net worth.
yeah, and also if they wanted more money, they would just sell achievements or mounts or something.
Yeah, or like pay their higher up executives less because I'm sure they make absurd amounts of money.
Yeah, I guess this is like a really good example. Is I don't know how accurate this is. I don't think it's very accurate, but I think someone did the math and it was not super far off. But one of the creators of um, StarCraft, owned by Blizzard,
Mm-hmm.
World of Warcraft. Um, they were wondering, people were asking them why Blizzard didn't continue to make more StarCraft stuff. Because StarCraft 2 came out, then they had one expansion, that was it. Still the number one, even over a decade later, still the number one real-time strategy game. It's still played in a competitive way in like Korea and professionally and stuff like that. They're like, why didn't you make more? And the dev answered, he's like, yeah, if you look at World of Warcraft selling mounts, they've made more money selling one mount than all of the sales from StarCraft 2 ever.
They do make so much money in their microtransactions.
Yeah.
And kind
So,
of that's how Jagex probably gets a lot of their money from RuneScape 3.
yeah, they probably, even though it's like at an all time low, they probably get a ton
Oh,
of money from the
yeah.
microtransactions over there.
Definitely. Last question is from Wraith on Discord as well. What is one in-game activity that you prefer to do solo and one you prefer to do with a group? Wraith said solo combat achievements. I think it's annoying that some of the hardest CAs require team speed runs. Agree.
Yeah, same.
I'd also prefer group raids and groups for every minigame. Yeah, the CA thing is like actually dumb. I think there's a TOA one where you have to do, is it 8-man? There's like a
Yeah, it is.
grandmaster that has to be 8-man. So it's not just testing your skill, it's testing you and 7 other people's skill,
Yeah.
which is just nuts. That's really weird. But something I prefer to do in a group, I don't know solo yet, actually think about that. I really like raiding in groups. I hate raiding solos. The solo chambers I did the other day was like so boring and annoying. And yeah, I like having homies there. It makes it more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, mini games as well. I agree with. Sometimes I'll jump Entity Hider, but usually I like to have Entity Hider on because it feels less alone.
Okay.
It sounded weirdly emo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an answer what I think of a solo?
Yeah, mine are pretty easy. I like doing everything in the game
He said he was going to answer that, and I
solo.
said you couldn't.
Yeah, and that's not
Except
my full one.
there we
Okay.
go.
So I like doing everything I possibly can in the game solo. My actually number one current complaint is that all of the new content they come out with, except for the new hardest content in the game, Coliseum, is not solo based.
Or it's like solo, but you guys will see people.
Yeah, like I wish there was like more end game content that was solo.
Uh, DT2 bosses?
I mean, that's
Lorva grind.
barely end game and it's just the ring.
Yeah.
Um
Oh, another thing
it's
I like to with teams is God War Dungeon. I don't like soloing there.
yeah, like at least before you could, solo God Wars Dungeon. The thing is like so much content I feel like they come out with, which is, I guess is good, but the thing is I like playing by myself and I know a lot of other people do.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the number one thing that turns me off from games is forced interaction with others.
Yeah.
If I happen to stumble upon someone else and I think it improves the game, then I'll do that. If not, I prefer to play alone.
Yes.
Mostly because I just don't have the time to be like, all right, let me spend 30 minutes finding a group to do something.
And
All
is
right.
this group bad? Let's find another group.
Yeah, it's like, all right, cool. That was the entire 30 minutes I had to play. I guess I'll just go to bed now.
Mm-hmm. It can be annoying. That's why I've been raiding this week because I'm just like, I don't want to reach out to people to ask them to raid because that takes time in itself. So I just haven't been raiding.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
It does.
So that's my number one gripe. But anyways, I prefer to do everything solo. The only thing that I prefer not to do solo, strictly because it makes it feel solo, is all of the group bosses. Like, if given the option, I would just do Nex in a mass, or I would do.
Can you do Nex and Mass as an iron? No.
Why not?
Oh, can you not? I don't know. I'm asking. Like,
No, yeah, you can.
Oh, cool.
It's the same thing. It's like Volcano. Like,
Stuff like that, it's kind of like a competition almost because you're like all doing it and trying to get the most damage so you'll get the drop.
well, that's Corp. You still get a drop at next.
Yeah, but you're trying to get like the better drop. It's
Okay.
more likely if you're MVP.
Yeah, but
Not guaranteed.
yeah. So that the new boss that's coming out, the Rainbow Dragon. Um,
Hayakodal?
yeah, like that one. Guardians of the Rift, Winter Tot, Temperos.
Mini games.
Any other group boss, like probably Nightmare if possible. I will more than likely just want to do it in a group, mainly because like I'm really like lazy,
Yeah,
honestly.
some of them are so long solo.
Yeah,
It's just like who wants to spend 20 minutes a nightmare when you can spend 5 minutes a nightmare?
yeah. I mostly just because I treat it that way. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think Nightmare is a bad one because I think eventually I will go there to solo it, especially once I get access to Fasani and stuff like
Maybe you and
that.
I was gonna say you and Alfresco could go.
Yeah, something like that. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like generally, I treat it like that, so that's why I
Mm-hmm.
prefer it that way. Like I'm all like, I don't think to myself, all right, I want to do some sweaty single player stuff. Let me think about I forgot the strategy for soloing Winter Tot. Now I have to re-remember it. I don't want to do that. I just want to be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go watch this anime and get like 300k an hour or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't even care how much XP I'm getting. I just am going there.
that's why I like group for basically everything because it just makes everything more chill and less intense.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I do it because it feels solo. Like, I'll turn
Mm-hmm.
off, I'll do Entity Hider,
Well, that's
and
same with mini games. I just like seeing people there. I like seeing people there personally, and then it's a lot less personal responsibility. It's not
yeah,
all on you, but it is sometimes frustrating at Guardians of the Rift when people lose
yeah,
because they're not being team players.
yeah, sure,
The only thing I could think of that I like doing solo is Scurrius, because people forget Scurrius is a group boss. It can be a group boss. You know what's? I posted a screenshot about getting 10,000 KC, and there was multiple people being like, "Oh, yeah, but you're probably doing groups. Like you have to be MVP to have a pet rate." I've only ever done solo Scurrius before,
yeah,
so that's my only answer because I can't think of anything else.
yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
Scurrius the rat.
Scurrius the rat.
Yeah, that is it for our questions this week.
Yeah, that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to ask us questions, you can do it, like I said, on the Discord, .gg/Bunebape, or on any of our socials.
Yeah, our TikTok and Twitter are Bunebapeosrs. Our Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram are all Bunebape. I stream 4 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. Very short streams during the week, but Friday nights I do stream later, usually like 4+ hours. So stop by.
Yep. So that's it. Thanks again for listening. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you.
Very soon.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.